It's Campbell County football tonight in West Knoxville at Karns. The Beavers hosting the Cougars, both teams 3-1, both teams with the region game. Campbell's won its region game over Little City. And then, of course, most recently it was Powell defeating Karns in that Region 3 5A game. Head coach Justin Price is with us. Coach, tough to believe, season 48, game 5. We're halfway through tonight.
Yeah, it goes so fast, and that's why you enjoy every moment that you have as a team, because every year you're kind of starting over, and I think this is our halfway points. It's on us. It got to us quick, but that's kind of the story of football seasons, and you just hope that every week you just continue to improve and be the best that you can be.
Well, Coach, you watched film, the team's seen film, you're getting ready to kind of get ready for Karns and preparing for some things that maybe you didn't like, some things that maybe you did like. What's on the table this week for preparation against the Beavers?
Well, we got to continue to improve. We were able to win last week in a great team effort and find a way to win. And we played really good at times last week, and at times we didn't. So we just got to keep improving. I don't think we're 3-1. We've not played our best football, which is encouraging for us. And also we got a task and a challenge tonight with Karns. Obviously with DeSean Bishop being their premier player, and so I think that's a big part of it. But also they got a good football team; they're well coached. So hopefully we'll play better than we did last week and continue to do that as the season progresses.
Okay, here at the halfway point, any surprises about maybe a player that stepped up that might surprise you a bit? Maybe a player that's really come to the forefront for you?
Well, I think, offensively, the way we've been able to create big plays has been something that, that's been big for us. Because those big plays, they give you momentum, and a lot of times they are points on the board, and if they're not, they've switched field position, and and I think that a lot of that's with a young quarterback. You didn't know how he was going to progress as the season goes, and then having those receivers around him that have continued to just make really big plays, and when they've had opportunity to make a tough catch, they've made it, and I think that's huge. So offensively, those big plays, and then defensively, like last week, we created some turnovers. We won the turnover battle. I think we had 3 fumble recoveries last week, which in tight games, those are huge plays. So obviously we got some ways to go in all 3 phases of the game, but I think if we can create turnovers on defense and create explosive plays on offense, and then that's something that's kind of stood out to me, especially last week.
I thought last season the Karns loss was one of those that we'd like to have had back, one of those that slipped away perhaps. Yeah,
really the last 2 years against Karns. 2 years ago, I think they beat us by 2 points, and then last year by 7. And both of those games, you kind of look back on those, and both I think last year we were down 21-0 at halftime and battled back and got within 1 point, and just couldn't get to that point where we take the lead or tied up. And then the year before, I think it was 21-7. I may be wrong, but it was one of those that we had a punt blocked and they scored. They were up on us 14-0 quick. So I think obviously when you look at the flow of those games, we've not started well the last 2 years, but still giving ourselves a chance to win at the end. This week we've just got to be able to start fast and not hurt ourselves. You don't want to lose to Campbell County. I said that to our team before is, if we get beat, let's make the other team earn it, make them make great plays, but let's not do things that we beat ourselves. And hopefully tonight we won't do that like I feel like we had the last 2 years.
DeSean Bishop, 3,000 yards plus rushing a season ago, and he's got a basket full of yards already this season. Certainly a top-of-the-list challenge tonight. Yeah,
DeSean Bishop is just a phenomenal football player, and he's going to get his yards, he's going to get his touchdowns probably, and hopefully we limit those as much as we can. But those great players that you go against are it's exciting to see them play, but at the same time we just got to make sure that we're where we need to be defensively. If you have an opportunity to tackle him, just grab on and let's get as many players as we can there, because he is one of those players that just can create something out of nothing, and they do a good job of getting him in successful places in the run game, and maybe even put him out at receiver some. So we'll be challenged with that. We've had players on our team that can do that. We know, where you just get them the ball and let them go. And but it's a challenge for us. But at the same time, one player in football can't beat you. It's an ultimate team sport. We understand that. So we just got to make sure that we, have an opportunity to tackle him, let's do that. But also the other players. If we have an opportunity to get a turnover, whether it's an interception or a fumble, let's make that happen. So the key is play sound, disciplined football, especially on defense, to control or limit DeSean Bishop as much as you can.
Could we focus maybe too much on DeSean Bishop tonight?
Yeah, you can. Sometimes I think when you're playing a team that has that type of a player that's as good as it's been. I mean, his rushing yards. He almost set the state record last year, and he's so you still, if you focus too much on him, then some other player can have a career night against you. And they've got good players, and so that's the thing. It's you just have to continue to play sound football, and if he makes us miss in space and takes one distant, that may happen. But the key for us is can we limit those? Can we try to maybe steal a possession with a turnover or something? And so that's what we'll try to do is control him as much as we can, but also just play sound defense. All those things that you talk about week in, week out. Just eliminate big plays, create some 3-and-outs, and make them snap the football, and let's see what happens.
What are you hoping that they'll allow your offense to do tonight? You always say we'll take what they're going to give us. What do you think you may get tonight? Well,
last year, we had CJ, and he'd had a big year against them the year before, and they kind of loaded the box a little bit, and having 7 players in there, and whether it's blitzes or whatever, and play more of a softer man in the secondary. But we had some receivers open last year, and we in the second half we started connecting and executing at a high level, and again we scored 34 points in the second half last year, 35, whatever it was. And so but we just need to exit when we have those moments, and whatever they're giving us, we just got to execute those plays, and we've done a good job so far this year. But offensively is about that. I think when you're playing somebody that has a DeSean Bishop, you do have to be a little more aggressive on offense, because they can score every time they get it at any time, and so we understand that. So we'll try to be aggressive at times, which historically and really we're kind of like that all the time. So we're gonna, but the key is just whatever, when we find out how they're going to defend us, whether if they're going to try to load the box and take the run game away, or they're going to drop people and try to take the passing game away, is something we'll look for early, and then try to take our best plays against those looks.
You win the toss tonight. You want to get off to a good start. You say a fast start. Will you take the ball or play defense first?
We'll take the ball. I think about every time we've been here, if we win the toss, we take it. We're confident in our offense, and we're confident in our defense too. But I feel like just kind of the nature of who we are. We like getting the ball, and I guess it's just because I'm a head coach and offense coordinator too. We just want it, and so we'll take it. I think games like this, it's even bigger. Because that's one, maybe try to take the ball away from Karns and just keep DeSean Bishop off the field if you can. So, if we win the toss, we'll take the ball.
Coach, we wish you well tonight. Have some fun. We'll see you after the game.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Head Coach Dustin Price and his Cougars set to take on Karns here in just a little bit. Stay connected. This is the WLAF Dulles Tire Shop Sports Network.